What's up guys, it's Manga Time once again, here to bring you my review of Naruto 705, The Future. And Sarada's meeting with her dad hasn't gone quite how she wanted it to, I don't think. So it starts off basically Sasuke tries to stab her, and I think she moves out of the way. Either she moves out of the way or he misses on purpose. But he's really going for it. He then drops the sword and goes straight for her face, gonna do something. But she stops him by going Papa, and then he's like, oh crap. You're Sarada. So at least he remembers he actually has a daughter. At least he remembers he has a daughter. And, extra points, he actually remembers her name, so that's not too bad. So, he only tried to kill her. So yeah, it's a little bit awkward after that, because she's crying. And she does actually have the Sharingan. I didn't notice this last time. But yeah, someone in the comments pointed it out, she does have the Sharingan. But, yeah, so she's like, I knew right away that you were my papa. And then we get this flashback again of her hugging him. And so again, like I said last week that I thought it was a flashback. Some people in the comments think it's her vision or something. I still think it's a flashback, especially the way she kind of remembers it now. I still think it's a flashback. Naruto then comes in, and basically we get this interaction between Naruto and Sasuke, and now they're kind of similar to how they always were, but Sasuke definitely seems to have grown up a little bit. Well, both of them have. But, Sasuke's like, why'd you bring the children here? And basically Sarada kind of says that she wants to know who her real mum is, basically. And if there's one thing I've noticed about Sakura, is that she always looks very, very tired in this arc. She doesn't look overly healthy, almost. But anyway, basically, Sarada gets out the photo, and pretty much a lot of this chapter is her having a go at Sasuke for not being there. Basically, I love Naruto's reaction when Sarada shows the picture of Karin and Sasuke, etc. Naruto's reaction is just kind of like, I don't know, I can't remember. I presume Naruto must know who that is, maybe. But yeah, basically Sarada has a go at Sasuke, and he replies in very Sasuke fashion, this has nothing to do with you. Which is a little disappointing that after that, all of that, he basically just goes, fuck off. But, yeah. We then get a bit of a flashback to Sasuke explaining to Naruto that he thinks he's discovered a new enemy. And it's an enemy that's almost as powerful, or at least scarier than Kaguya. Not that Kaguya ended up being particularly fearsome anyway. But anyway, it's interesting because Sasuke's talking to the Hokage about this, that he's discovered. And he believes that he's caught wind of this new villain. And it's cool because this is, I presume, relatively far after the Fourth Shinobi World War. Sakura at least definitely looks quite grown up. They all do, so it must be, I think it's closer to now in time than then. So basically they decide not to tell anyone that there's this new evil around, and Sasuke is going to go and try and track the villain. And he kind of says he's a bit smarmy about it. He says to Naruto, he's like, you do your thing and I'll do mine. Isn't this the cooperation you always wanted? And Naruto's like, fuck you. Naruto doesn't say that, but he's just like, great. So basically, I think it's interesting that Sasuke has now basically got the Hokage under his thumb. He's like, please keep my movements a secret from everyone. And he's just like, he's just kind of telling them what to do, basically. Naruto, however, then back in the real present time, goes to talk to Sarada, and he's like, your father is a great ninja. Please just believe that, at least, even if he is a bit of a knob. And Sakura is basically now chasing after them, because she knows that Sarada's run off. We then get to see the villains, which is cool. And the bad guy in the hood is like, we need to start our cause now. And he reveals he's got loads of eyes in his arm, like Danzo did. And it looks so creepy, man. It's such a creepy idea, having those eyes in your arm like that. But Shin watches as the guy takes his cloak off, and we get to see what this guy looks like. And I'm thinking he might actually not be such a major deal. Like, he takes his cloak off, and he reveals that his new plan is the creation of the new Akatsuki, which is pretty crazy. It's not like some big reveal that he's got the Akatsuki cloak on, because you could see it anyway, but he appears, his cloak seems to maybe look slightly different. It's not as long as they used to be. But he turns around and he's got friggin' eyeballs in his head, and like his eyes look creepy and shit. He's actually got a very cool design. A very cool design. And he seems to be able to activate Kamui with his blood like red eye. And it appears loads of Shins arrive. So that's weird. I definitely think Shin could maybe be made of Zetsu or something like that, and yeah, so I don't really know what's going on with these villains at the moment, but they vanish, and they reappear where Naruto is, and I was like, this is pretty crazy. And so basically the bad guys start fighting them, and I'm starting to think maybe this guy with the eyes in his head isn't such a big deal. Like, I'm thinking maybe it's possible he might end up being a member of this new Akatsuki, if the new Akatsuki ever comes around, which of course it might not. Because really, if the new Akatsuki comes around, you're asking for a relatively long arc there. And I'm not sure Kishimoto's going for that. But anyway, this dude tries to attack Naruto. Naruto basically like notices that this dagger is coming from like miles away, and he basically sends it flying. And there's this huge like Kurama chakra behind it. It looks awesome. And then Sasuke appears in between them because the bald dude comes flying towards Sasuke. Sasuke gets in between them, and that's the end of the chapter. They're about to fight. So, yeah, that's the end of this week's chapter. Not much is happening. This arc is moving relatively slowly, but the chapters do seem to be getting progressively better. I love the idea that this guy wants to bring back the Akatsuki, but we need to know more about him. You know, what's he all about? Why does he want to bring back the Akatsuki? Is this guy probably isn't the villain that Sasuke was talking about? Because this guy doesn't strike me as being scarier and more powerful than Kaguya. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below what you thought of this week's chapter. I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 again. Like I said, not much is happening, but I think we might get some awesome action scenes next week. So yeah, guys, let me know what you thought. As always, please subscribe to my videos. That would be great. But until next time, guys, see you later.